Hello students, today we are going to start our new chapter of business studies and the name of the chapter is business services. This video is for class 11th and this is the part 1 of that chapter. So students, our topic is business services. So first of all, we will have to know what is the meaning of services. Services means today's era the industry is concerned with providing services which facilitate a smooth flow of the goods and services. But where the service sector starts, the whole of the economy divided into three parts. The first one is primary sector, the second one is secondary sector, and the third one is tertiary sector. In tertiary sector, we include the services. And these industry helps in the activities of primary sector as well as secondary sector. In service sector, mainly 6 components are included. The first one is banking, the second one is insurance, the third one is transportation, the fourth one is warehousing, the fifth one is advertising, and the sixth one is communication. So, what is the uses of all these? First of all, banking. Banking provides credit facility. Second one, insurance. Insurance provide coverage from risk. Transportation. Transportation provides movement of goods from one place to another. The fourth one is warehousing. Warehousing provide storage place for goods and produced by the primary and secondary industry. And fifth term is advertising, that provide information to the customer. And the last one is communication, that is also helpful for making the information for the consumers. So students, what is the characteristics of the services? First of all, intangible. Services are intangible in nature. This cannot be seen or touched. We can only feel. We cannot find out the quality of the service before taking it. So, for knowing the quality of the service, we will have to try. The second one is lack of homogeneity or inconsistency. It means that if any company provides service to the customers, so the service provided by the company to customer is different. For example, nationalized bank provide different service, private sector bank provide different service, and government sector provide different service. It means that all the banks are doing same type of activities, but their services are different. So that is lack of homogeneity. Third one is inventory. It is also one of the main feature of service. We cannot stock the inventory of the services. It means that we will have to consume that service. That time we will have to purchase. For example, if we purchase a movie ticket in the cinema hall for 25th October. So, if on 25th October we are not going to cinema hall, that time the seat is vacant. But if we want to use that ticket on 26th October, that is not useful. It means that inventory is not possible in the case of services. The next one is non-transferability or inseparability. It means that if any company produce goods, that time after selling the goods, the company provide the ownership to the consumer or customer. But in case of services, any company cannot provide the ownership. For example, if a doctor treat the patient, that time doctor provides service. He does not sell their degree. It means ownership cannot be transferred in the case of services. The last feature is customers' participation or involvement. In this, for utilizing the service or for experiencing the service, customers' participation is important. Without customer participation, the service cannot be provided by the service producer. For example, television company provide telephone service, but to use this service, customer has to make or receive the calls. If customer does not make or receive the calls, that time he cannot get the service. Difference between goods and service. So, the basic difference between goods and service on the basis of intangible. Service are intangible in nature, goods are tangible in nature. Inventory. In case of service, there is no need to maintain the inventory. But in case of goods, inventory must be maintained. Inseparable. Service cannot be separated from the providers. But in case of goods, goods can be separated from the providers. Standardization. Service is not standard. It is different from person to person. But goods are standard. It is same for every consumer. Nature. Service is an activity or process. But goods is a physical object. Type. The type of service is heterogeneous. It means that different from different person. For any service, my point of view is different, but your point of view is different. But goods is same for every person. Homogeneous in nature. It means that a specific product is provided to everyone. Transfer of ownership. In case of service, ownership cannot be transferred. But in case of goods, ownership can be transferred. Classification or types of services. Services can be broadly classified into three types. First one is business services, second one is social services, and third one is personal services. So, business services. Business services are those services which are used by the business enterprise for carrying the business more smoothly and for better way, that is called business services. In business services, banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing, advertising and communication are involved. Social services. Any service that is provided to the society for upliftment of the society, that is called social service. For example, helping the poor people, improving the standard of living of worker, sanitation facility, health care, education, all are the examples of social services. The last one is personal service. Personal service are experienced by different customers. These difference according to the service provider. They also depend upon customers' demands and preference. For example, tourism industry, restaurant. If we are going in a restaurant and restaurant provide the service, so that service is different for different customers. That is the example of personal service. But in this chapter, we are going to discuss business services. So in business services, there are 5 sectors. First one is banking, second one is insurance, third one is postal and telecom service, and next one is warehousing service, and the last one is transportation. So first of all, banking service. What is the meaning of banking services? A bank is an institution where we can deposit our money and we can withdraw our money when we need. We take loan from the bank when we want extra money. So bank is a institution that provides money when we need. According to Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949, banking means accepting deposit of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment. Types of accounts. First one is saving deposit account. In saving deposit account, a person can deposit any amount whenever they have excess money, and the holder can withdraw money whenever he needs some money. It means that if he has money, that time he can deposit, and if he need money, that time he can withdraw the money from the bank. And the bank provide checkbook and passbook. All the amount deposited and withdrawn by the depositor, that is mentioned on the passbook, and the rate of interest in the case is generally low. The second type of the account, that is current deposit account. In current deposit account, the holder can deposit the money whenever he need, and he can withdraw the money whenever he is in need. So it means that number of times he can withdraw and deposit the money. The bank also provide overdraft facility and credit limit facility. We will discuss overdraft and credit limit facility in next point. The rate of interest in current account is 0. It means that in case of current account, the bank is not provided any interest. The next type of account is recurring deposit account. In recurring deposit account, a specific amount is deposited every month up to a specific period of time. For example, 1000 rupees deposited by the holder every month up to 5 years in the recurring deposit account, and after completion the period, the person can get the money with interest. The rate of interest in the case of recurring deposit account is generally high. The next one is fixed deposit account. In fixed deposit account, a fixed amount is deposited for a fixed period of time. It means that, for example, if 1 lakh rupees is deposited in the bank for 5 years, and after 5 years we can get over money with high rate of interest. The rate of interest in this case is higher than all the points. The next type of account is multiple option deposit account. This is very important types of account. This provide saving account as well as current account, both the facility in a single account. Some important services provided by the bank. The first one is bank draft. The bank draft means when one bank drawn a check against the other bank and giving the instruction that to make payment to the individual whose name is mentioned on that written draft. It is financial instrument for money remitted from one person to the another. It means that if I have account in State Bank of India and I make a draft from State Bank of India, and if I want that money from the Punjab National Bank, that time from State Bank of India I make draft, and that draft deposited in the Punjab National Bank. So I can get that money with the help of that draft from Punjab National Bank whenever my account is in State Bank. So this is one type of facility that is bank provided to the customer for money remitted from one place to another. Second one is banker's check. We know that what is the check. Check is also one type of document that instruct to the bank to pay a certain sum to the third party. Next one is overdraft facility. Overdraft means excess from the certain limit. It means that if I have an account and my goodwill is very good in this bank, so bank provide me overdraft facility. It means that if I have 50,000 rupees and I want 70,000 rupees. With the help of my goodwill, the bank provide 70,000 rupees. Whenever I don't have the money in my account, but bank provide the money on the behalf of my goodwill. That is called overdraft facility. Overdraft means more than a certain limit. Next one is cash credit. Under this, you can withdraw only up to the limit. It means that if I have 50,000 rupees, so I can withdraw only 50,000 rupees. That is cash credit. But if I withdraw more than 50,000 with the help of my goodwill, that is overdraft. Short term, medium term, long term loans. Bank also provides short term, medium term as well as long term loans to their holders. Short term loans means the loan for up to 1 year. Medium term loan means the loan provided by the bank from 1 year to 3 years. And the long term loan means the loan provided by the bank for more than 5 years. Digital payment, electronic function of the bank. In short, e-banking. What is the meaning of e-banking? Banking with the help of internet, that is called e-banking. In today's time, we can do banking with the help of our smartphone, with the help of internet, that is called e-banking. What is the benefit of e-banking? Digital payment and transparency. Before this, we don't know about the transaction. How much amount the bank charges for the transaction and what is the activity of the banks. But now, with the help of e-banking, we can easily find out our transaction, our bank charges, our ATM charges, all these. It means digital payment and transparency in their transaction. 24/7. We know that banks are open for 10 to 4. But with the help of online banking, we can do the payment anytime. It means that 24/7, 24 days, 24 hours and 7 days. All time facilities available in e-banking. The next one is convenience. E-banking is very convenient for the bank holders. They don't need to traveling. They can pay while sitting in the office or house with the help of their mobile phones. Financial discipline. E-banking have financial discipline for recording each and every transaction. Unlimited access. With the help of e-banking, you can make payment number of times. It means that unlimited access. Less risk. The risk in the case of e-banking is generally less because you don't need traveling with cash. You can avoid traveling with the help of e-banking. So e-banking reduces the case of robbery and any other things. Benefit to banks. E-banking provide some benefits to the bank also. First one is competitive advantage. E-bank provide competitive advantage to the bank because number of customers are increases with the help of e-banking. Unlimited networks. With the help of e-banking, the network of banking is increased. Reduced load on branches. With the help of e-banking, the load of the branches decreased because educated people are mainly focused on e-banking and they can transact their money with the help of e-banking. So the load of the branches reduced. Different type of method of digital payment or e-banking services are debit card, credit card, NEFT, RTGS and ATM and e-cash. So one by one we are going to discuss all the points. First one is debit card. Debit card, it is facility offered to account holder to make payment up to the certain limit. It means that you have the money of rupees 1 lakh. So you can pay up to 1 lakh rupees with the help of your debit card. Debit card means ATM or any other cards. That is the example of debit card. So if you are doing shopping, that time with the help of debit card, you can transact the money and you don't need to carry the cash. You can easily pay the bills also. The second one is credit card. Credit card provide the facility up to their certain limit or more than their limit. It means that if you have 1 lakh rupees, with the help of credit card you can pay more than 1 lakh. That is credit card facility. NEFT. NEFT is one type of advanced technology. The full form of NEFT is National Electronic Fund Transfer. With the help of NEFT, you can transact money within 1 minute from one account to the another. It means that NEFT is the one type of facility that is provided by the bank to transfer the money from one account to the another within a minute. But you can pay up to 2 lakh rupees with the help of NEFT. More than 2 lakh you can pay it with the help of RTGS. So there are two terms, NEFT and RTGS. Up to 2 lakh rupees you can pay it with the help of NEFT, and more than 2 lakh rupees you have to pay with the help of RTGS. Both are same, but the amount limit is different. The next one is RTGS. We already discussed that point. Features of RTGS. RTGS is controlled by the RBI. The minimum amount that is handled by the RTGS, that is 2 lakh rupees. The payment is taken as final and irrevocable, and fees of RTGS vary from bank to bank. Some bank charges different amount and the some one is different. And the RTGS, the bank must use core banking. Core banking are assigned an 11-digit code. For doing RTGS, the bank provide 11-digit code, and with the help of these 11-digit codes you can do the RTGS. ATM, that is automatic teller machine, and this one is very essential for today's era because that provide 24/7 facility, and with the help of ATM you can withdraw the money, you can check your account balance. E-cash and digital cash, that is also very important. Now we see that Paytm, Google Pay, many things in during lockdown, and that is the example of e-cash and digital cash. Now here one case study is given that Dhani Money Bank is a private sector bank offering various services to its customer. It offers various types of bank account option to its customer. Rakesh, being a businessman, has chosen the type of account in which the deposits are the most liquid and there are no limit to the number of transactions. It means that he can withdraw or deposit the money whenever he wants in a day. On the other hand, his mother has opened a type of account where she has conveniently deposited the money she saves, and she got the check facility and lot of flexibility for the deposits and withdraw, where Rakesh's sister Reema opened the account where she will deposit 2,000 per month for the next 2 years. In this context of the above, identify the various types of account used by the Rakesh and his family. Describe briefly 2 other types of account. So first one is Rakesh's account is current account, Rakesh's mother's account is saving account, and Rakesh's sister's account is recurring account. And the other 2 types of account we already discussed that point, so you can write with the help of the previous slides. The next case study is Mr. Anmol has current account in State Bank of India. He is having many transaction of funds transfer every day. One day he asked bank manager to transfer 50,000 to a client in Mumbai immediately. The bank manager replied, to transfer the fund immediately, minimum amount is 2 lakh. In this context of the above case, what is the concept discussed in the above paragraph? So the minimum point is 2 lakh. And what is the condition of 2 lakh? That is RTGS. Second point, explain any 3 features of that concept. We already discussed all the features, so you can write 3 features from the previous slide. So students, now with the help of next video, we will discuss the next part of the chapter.